If you're a fan of dark, gritty shooters with the retro twists, then buckle up because today we're diving into Dead Trash, the latest blood-soaked FPS developed by Crow Hill Studios and published by Dossman Games. Released on March 11th, 2025, this game has been turning heads with its brutal combat, unnerving atmosphere, and an old-school inspired gameplay. Think Doom meets Condemned Criminal Origins, with a dash of VHS-era horror thrown in for good measure. Let's break down what makes Dead Trash a must-play. If there's ever a time to play weird video games, the time is definitely now, especially in 2025. I don't know about you, but I was born in 1994, where I considered to have grown up in the golden age of video games, such as Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, the original Xbox, the GameCube, and the list goes on and on. Some of my all-time favorite video games, such as BioShock, with a very dark and underwater atmosphere that I love to death, has revolutionized the gaming industry. Now, I'm 30 years old, and where games just don't feel great anymore, or to me, or they don't stick out like they used to, I've been trying to find that one game in the needle in the haystack. And the more I've gotten older, the more that I've found myself playing a lot more simulators. I played a lot more relaxed games, single player, stories, and adventures. But games just don't have that, I don't know, they don't have like that hot or passion anymore that I used to have for them. They just don't stick out like they used to. Now, I've had my fair share of play with, battle royales like PUBG. I grew up playing a lot of League of Legends and spent way too much time on that game, and that I regret to admit. But I will tell you that I've been looking at really weird indie shooters this past few years, and I found some hidden gems in the mix, and Dead Trash is definitely one of them. In Dead Trash, you take on the role of Sam, a former urban planner who finds himself trapped in a quarantined city abandoned by the government. Very unique, right? Overrun by infected horrors and stalked by ruthless hazmat-clad mercenaries. The lockdown has turned that once bustling metropolis into a rotting wasteland where survival is a daily struggle. With your knowledge of the city's underground passages, back alleys, and hidden safe houses, you must navigate through the chaos, scavenging for weapons and supplies while trying to uncover the mystery behind the outbreak. The game does an excellent job of making you feel isolated and vulnerable, but at the same time, it empowers you with every new weapon that you find. What really sets Dead Trash apart is its unapologetic love for 80s and 90s horror aesthetics. Crow Hill Studios has gone all in on the video nasty vibes, blending grimy, low-resolution textures with hyper-violent combat that feels straight out of a lost VHS horror flick. The digitized characters give it that nostalgic Mortal Kombat look, but don't be fooled, this game is more than just a throwback. The atmosphere is oppressive, the lighting is moody, and the sound design keeps you constantly on the edge. Don't get me started on the soundtrack, that thing is a banger. From the distant echoes of something snarling in the dark to the wet, sickening crunch of well-placed melee strike, Dead Trash drags you into a nightmarish world and refuses to let go. Let's talk about the combat a little bit. Combat in Dead Trash is where the game truly shines. Unlike many modern shooters that rely on fast reload speeds and auto aim assist, Dead Trash makes you feel like every hit, every swing of a bat, every desperate lunge with a rusted knife or hammer, whatever you want to throw in there. The game leans heavily on melee combat, forcing you to get up close and personal with the infected and other threats. Each weapon has weight, impact, and durability, meaning you can't just spam attacks. You have to think about how and when to strike. Firearms do exist, but ammo is scarce, and making every bullet a precious resource. And when you do finally pull the trigger on the shotgun you've been saving, oh boy, the gore is satisfying and messy. Now I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Dead Trash is a masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but if you're looking for a weird, gritty horror game that you kind of just want to relax and ease your mind and don't have to worry about multiplayer or people cussing at you because you made a wrong move. Since its release, Dead Trash has been getting some serious love from players and critics alike, and gamers are actually praising its intense atmosphere, its crunching and satisfying combat, and its old school charm. And one player actually described it as a beautiful nightmare, like if John Carpenter directed a survival horror game in 1996. Another compared it to Dust and Resident Evil, which is pretty far stretch because those games are masterpieces in themselves, but with a grittier, meanier edge. And while it's definitely not for the faint of heart, if you're into hardcore survival horror with a tons of personality, this game is an easy recommendation. If you like weird off-the-wall indie horror games, this is one you definitely want to pick up. I definitely recommend it. It's only like $2 on Steam right now, and you can definitely go support the developer. Now, the bosses in this game are funny but simple. Spoilers for those of you who haven't played the game yet. I highly recommend you go play it before you continue this video. The first boss you encounter is actually an old hobo riding a shopping cart who's throwing Molotovs at you and shooting with a rifle. It is actually quite an intense fight, as his Molotovs do a ton of damage and 2 of them can kill you very quickly. If you're craving an experience that feels both fresh and nostalgic, Dead Trash is definitely a no-brainer. The developers at Crow Hill Studios have crafted something truly special, something that feels like a love letter to an era of gaming that many of us grew up with, while delivering a modern, polished gameplay experience. It's raw, it's intense, and it doesn't hold your hand, and let's be honest, or real, sometimes that's exactly what we want from a game like this. If you're wanting to pick up Dead Trash is available now on Steam and itch.io. So if you're ready to take on the madness, be sure to check it out. And hey, if you haven't played it already, let me know in the comments what you think. What's your favorite weapon? Have you managed to uncover all the hidden areas? I want to hear your thoughts. Now, before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the best and weirdest games out there, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay brutal, and keep gaming.